Siamo qua con Mark Carolan ed è veramente un privilegio e un onore riuscire a fare questa intervista. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Allora, stiamo parlando di uno dei migliori fonici mondiali. Lavora con i Muse ormai da tanti anni ed è insomma uno dei referenti al mondo in questo mestiere. Quindi per noi è veramente un onore poterlo intervistare. First question.
Okay.
Look, looking at your setup, I see an hybrid approach between analog and digital gear.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you tell us more about that?
It's something I've kind of always done over the years, going back 20, 25 years. Even back when I used an XL4, it was my main desk, my main console.
Yeah.
I always used some digital pieces in outboard or digital automation with the Pro 2C and things like that. So in fact, this setup is just an inversion of that. So a lot of people, when I started to use the SXL, why do you not use the XL4 anymore? Because that was analog and now this is digital. But in fact, always the two existed in the way I like to work and the way I like to think. For me, it's the approach is always just about the result. So it's not about an ethos or I must only be analog or I must do this. So I always just try to find the best piece of equipment or the best approach.
Okay.
For what I'm trying to achieve with the sound.
Okay.
In this case with CESARE, in fact, I'm using a lot of pieces that I've used for a long time because it's really working with the band and with CESARE. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
I know you make extensive use of console programming.
Yes. A lot.
Sometimes using many snapshots in a single song.
Yeah.
Yeah. What led you to take that approach?
Well, I've always worked as a studio guy as well as a live guy all the way through my career from the very beginning. So it seems natural to me that you can focus something about the verse, focus something about the chorus, the guitar solo. To me, this is a natural way to think. You think of the song in its sections and its parts, and I'm trying to give you movement between the sections, So try not to just be a static place, but to really. I like the details, I think that all the little 1% detail, 1% detail, 1% detail, it creates a bigger sum,
Okay.
So yeah, it's sometimes a song I will decide, okay, one scene is fine. Some songs maybe there's 15 scenes, and that's not necessarily. Sometimes it's not about the how complicated the structure of the song itself is from a songwriting point of view, but maybe there's just something about the sound of the song that I need to do that.
Okay.
So I don't say, okay, a song must have all of these scenes. I listen to the song, I feel the song, and then I decide where do I need to focus.
Marco says me that you learned the CD, the music on.
Yeah. So Marco, we first started to talk about CESARE in 2019. Originally, I was going to come in 2020 to mix that tour. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then in 2023, unfortunately, Muse were touring a big stadium tour at that time as well. Yeah. So I'm very happy to be here finally, But so I've been listening to CESARE and the music, and when I go for my run or go for a cycle, listen,
Okay.
But only to prepare. And then when you really listen, you really only understand when you have the band and you have CESARE and you feel it from that side, So,
okay. How would you say your mixing styles or taste differs from what we typically hear in Italian pop production?
Okay, from pop production, I mean, what's interesting for me coming here is I am not exposed, to because I spend most of my time on international touring, I'm not exposed to Italian-centric productions. So I don't have any. I don't have any suppositions. I don't have any bias about it, you know, because for me it's all new.
Okay.
You know, it's all new. So I only bring my approach. So I'm not trying to do something. I'm not here just to do something different. I'm just here to do what I do, you know. So I'm not here to say, oh, I don't like this about the Italian style, or I don't like this. It's to me, I'm just here to do what I do, you know. From Cesare's records, the production and mixing on some of it is excellent. It's really, really good. So I was very excited to come and work.
Maybe the voice is more.
Well, yes. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about the voice because since I started talking with Marco, a lot of people said the voice with the Italian people. So I started to think about why, what is it? Why should you need more voice in Italian than English? What's the reason? Is it singing along? I don't think so. If you go to see a Muse concert or Oasis concert, everybody's singing, you know. So my theory, I have a theory, and it's about the density in the language. So you can have phrases where words are closer together than typically in English, or where like consonants, so T's, S's, information like this is more densely compacted. Okay. So when you're in a bigger space, it's more difficult.
Many short words.
Many short words. So that was my theory about it. That it's about the information of the word and the information of the expression. You know, because you know what I'm trying to learn is like what is being expressed is built up out of more words. So there's more information to get across the idea, which simply means you need a clear and loud vocal, you know.
It's interesting theory.
As I've been thinking, why? You know, why? Only Italian. So, but for me, the challenge was to achieve that clarity and achieve that so that the Italian audience feel happy that they hear this expression or this information, but to try and do that in a less disconnected way. Okay. So to try and do that in a way that does not disconnect Cesare's voice from the music. Yes. But to achieve the clarity that the audience expects. So that was the big challenge. And I'm happy with the result, I think, you know. Plus the clarity of the information, you know, because of the density of the information.
Interesting.
That's my theory. Yes. Only a theory.
I have heard you have 4 identical setup in the four continents.
No.
Really?
Well, sometimes. Okay. It depends.
Is this one
so
the 15th?
No. So this summer is very interesting for me because obviously we have Cesare here. Also tonight, Muse and also Snow Patrol are headlining a stadium in Ireland. All tonight. So, but they're all using my show and my show file. Okay. So yeah, it's interesting that I've got all of this happening tonight. All the setups are not identical but similar. So, but when we have say a world tour at Muse, we will normally have 2 main identical setups. Yes. So one can be in a ship going to the United States. One is here doing a show. Then sometimes we have a third one that's doing something else, and now we have a fourth one. So So it depends on the tour, the complexity of the tour, you know, because now with touring, it's normally not just a tour. There's like festivals, a TV show, a lot of things happening.
I understand.
But it's nice to work with artists who feel that it's important that, you know, that's the show always has the same standard. that, you know, if somebody goes to see Muse in, I don't know, Chile, they get the same show as somebody goes to see Muse in London, or goes to see Muse in Tokyo, or, you know, no matter which show you see, it's always the same high standard.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying this Italian experience?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you know, the food is incredible.
One strength and one weakness of our working Italian style.
The strength is the quality of crew and the quality of support here is a huge strength. You know, I've really enjoyed working with the Agora crew. Just fantastic people, fantastic technicians, and a very high
Adriano, Steva.
Yeah, and Marco, of course. You know, and the only weakness is I don't get to run it. That's the weakness.
I understand.
Yeah. This is our kick drum. We use the XL42 with the DBX 160, and the same for the snare drum. These XL42s are doing the toms. So drums. This is for my kick drum and for my snare drum. These I'm using on toms, but because the drum kit acoustically sounds very, very good. I don't really, as you can see, you really need to do a lot of processing, you know. This beautiful Mag EQ4.
Mag?
Moog. Moog. It's an American company. I use this for the overheads, or the metal as I call it. So overheads, hi-hats, ride.
Okay.
Is processed by this. Is processed by this in line with this. This is a UBK Fatso, so it's a modified Fatso that it works in a slightly lower frequency domain in a different way than the regular Fatso.
Okay.
Here we have bass guitar with the Tube Tech compressor, XL42, the Tube Tech compressor. Ballo has a really nice tone, so it's just bringing more of that tone out. Then over here we have, this is my stereo processing. So I don't use any bus.
The final artist.
The final touch. Yeah, the final touch. I don't use any bus compression on my mix, so I don't have a bus compressor on my mix. But I just use a very small amount of the Tube Tech multiband. It's just very small amounts, along with the GML EQ. So it's just small taste. Maxime from Odyssey has given me a beautiful PA, so it's just touches. It's really nice to work here. This is the processing for Doc's guitar. Doc is one of the main guitar players. So it's just a stereo Tube Tech with a stereo Fatso. Gives us a really nice tone. Here we have the Rupert Neve Summer. The 5059. So this is just like analog summing. So I take stems of my mix, they come in here, they get combined in the analog. So this is the other side of the analog approach. So
the sound is analog.
Yeah, the sound is analog. The sound is analog, as much as we can. Then we come over here, we have Cesare's vocal. I just use the XL42 with a distressor. The same with Cesare's headset. So we have a different channel for his handheld vocal.
For the voice.
And for his handheld voice, and then he has the headset.
Okay.
It's a different channel because it's a different sound of the microphone. Then we have some more identical channels of this for our guests. So for Elisa, for Luca Carboni, Petrella, Giovanni, and then the Shelfords are doing my backing vocals. Yeah, so these are the backing vocals. And then I'm not using this. I do not use this. Agora gave it, I asked this just in case I had some problems, and I don't need it. So this is not used. Then for our effects, the Bricasti M7 for Cesare's vocal. I then also use the Bricasti for the reverb on the toms. The old SBX 2000 does my reverb for the snare. I also have an SBX. This is just like different effects for different things. You know, quite a lot of times I'll just use a small bit of symphonic to make the guitar wider or something. It depends on the song. And then the H3000, this mostly just does a small amount of vocal doubler, just to spread the vocal a little bit. Yeah, and that's it. Oh, and then and the other big thing is the Fourier transform.
Wow.
The Fourier transform engine. So this is a plug-in host, as you can see up here. So that's the engine, and then we have the interface here, and this allows me to use any. Yeah, of course. Oh, this allows me to use any VST3 plugin. So I can have, you know, different plugins that I like that are not native to the SXL. I can have whatever I like here, and they have a new grid function, so it makes it easy for me to see. This is Morelli's guitar. He's the other guitar player. So I use an SSL channel and a tube tech with him. You know, different processing that I have for pianos or keyboards. It's just like another palette that I have to use.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There you go. That's it.
Thank you very, very much.
You're very, very welcome. Yeah. I hope that's enough.